The following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
Thank you for your service, you're welcome. A comedy benefit show for our veterans. In support of the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. On November 10th at Wakely's, 700 Varick Street, Utica, join Disruption Network as they team up with 92.7 FM The Drive for this night of laughter. The evening will be hosted by Genesee Joe from The Drive. Performances by Mike Ciccone, Paul Kozlowski, Cortland Kluse, Mike Pileggi, and DJ Ease One. Admission is by donation only. Please bring clothes, socks, gloves, non-perishable food items, or a small monetary donation. All donations will go to the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. Saturday, November 10th at Wakely's on Varick Street. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. Thank you for your service is sponsored by The D, 92.7 FM The Drive, Paulie's Barbershop, NYE Volkswagen of Rome, Frank's Guns, and Central New York Seal Coating and Concrete.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at NYE Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my NYE VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyevwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when three top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.
Wrestle Fandom Radio, Disruption Network, Stu Garrett rated R, ZB on the set first, Utica, New York, them CNY wrestling fans, giving you results like attendance, heads are in the stands, rumors in advance, who's returning, who got injured, we're paying homage to the legends going through the tenure, I had to spit it on wax, we give opinions and facts, all the latest updates, who was getting the strap, who was getting pushed, who was heating, who was cheating, who got buried for a top spot and who was leaving, what you think of TNA, what you think of the E, who's the best in Ring of Honor, who's in NXT, also Lucha Underground and New Japan Pro, AAA in Mexico, you know this is the fan show, we do this for the love and show it locally, this is what a wrestling podcast's supposed to be, Disruption Network, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shooter, what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat, Disruption Network, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shooter, what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat, do you hate Roman Reigns, who's the best in the Shield, will John Cena eventually end up turning the heel, we young bucks and I'm signing with Vince.
Yo.
Wrestling entertainment dotted line on the prince.
Check it out.
DJ G Money up in this bitch.
No idea how to DJ.
Oh, shit.
Garrett, I don't think you have any snare in your headphones.
Nah.
There's no snare in your headphones.
Damn, I was going to say. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
How's it going?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to Wrestle Fandom Radio on DisruptionNetwork.net. We appreciate it.
Wow.
Want to thank the sponsors, Mills, Seasonal Sports, The Vignetto, Illustrated Studios, and GT Cornerstone Security. Thank you for, making this a show.
Yeah.
So how was your guys' 2 weeks?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Went to a wrestling show last week.
Which one?
I'm fucking having a brain fart. No, UPW, Upstate Pro Wrestling. They're based out of Rochester. They had a show out near Albany and Dwaynesburg at a high school. It was actually a really good show. And my boy Jason Massey refereed. That was here before, referee Jason Massey.
Yeah.
And no, it was actually really good matches. There was no like legend or headliner or nothing, but all around good wrestling show. Actually a great turnout. And that's all you could ask for a upstate New York wrestling show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I unfortunately missed Evolution because I was out in Tonawanda playing a show with my band.
Oh yeah.
But I heard good things about it.
What's that bar's name again?
Stamps.
Yep,
Stamps
I played there
bar.
too. Well, how was it?
It was pretty good. It was a better
good.
turnout for a Sunday than I definitely expected.
Good,
So,
good.
yeah, that was fun. Still, unfortunately, haven't watched Evolution, but hopefully, I'll be getting to that soon and seeing my girlfriend retain her SmackDown Women's title.
Who's your girlfend again?
Becky, come on. Who's the SmackDown?
Oh
champ?
yeah, that's right. That's right. Retain.
In my opinion, I'd put up that match up for in the contendership for match of the year for WWE.
Oh, really?
What, the one at Evolution with her and Flair's kid? What's her name again? Charlotte.
Yeah.
I thought that match was pretty good.
I actually heard for the night that so I'm assuming you think that was match of the night.
I thought
hands
that
down.
was easily match of the night. In my opinion, it was match of the night.
Right. I heard from my trusted source, Wrestling with Regret. Check out his YouTube channel. But when he was reviewing the pay-per-view, he was saying that the Kairi Sane, whatever the hell her name is, the NXT Women's Champion, that her match was really good.
Against Tori Storm or whatever.
And
that was good.
Up until the Becky Charlotte.
Yeah.
That was the
match of the night.
Right.
So
What was her opponent's name? Tori Storm, was it?
Tony Storm.
Tony Storm.
I think.
No. Tony Storm that's the girl that won the.
Okay, who was her opponent?
Mae Young, right?
It wasn't Kyrie.
No.
My bad.
No.
Shayna Baszler?
Shayna Baszler. That was the NXT match.
Okay. I'm getting it mixed up. But
Yeah,
she
so
did.
Kairi
She won the
Sane-
Mae Young shit.
Kairi Sane was the NXT champ.
Tony-
She lost to Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
And
Baszler's the champ now.
Tony Storm.
Baszler's the one of the 4 horsewomen of MMA.
MMA. Yeah.
Tony Storm. She
won
beat
the Mae Young Classic. I can't think of the girl's
the
name.
other Japanese girl. I'm an asshole.
Io.
I'm getting
something.
getting the Japanese girls mixed up.
yeah, it's
My
fine.
bad. I'm racist.
Yeah,
but,
Io. I can't think of her last name, but
that was a good match too.
That was a really good match, and they're
Except
both
for,
really good.
Tony Storm's facial expressions are really fucking weird.
Yeah, they're weird. For somebody who's pretty.
Yeah.
Her facial
Did you notice
expressions
that?
are weird. Yeah, no,
we couldn't get over it.
No, I totally agree. It's like you see her like she's talking when she's doing backstage stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're like normal, like really pretty,
Hot-
and then like
hot
all of a
body,
sudden,
too,
like
yeah.
her face is all like
Yeah, really
she
weird
looks like
shit.
Childish Gambino, and this is
No, she
America.
looks like somebody stabbed her and she's freaking out.
Like she's making that weird face. It's I don't know.
Really fucking weird.
I don't get it.
Well, that's like what's her face can't enunciate.
What up, baseline?
What's the God damn it? What the hell is her name? She's part of the faction with Liv Morgan and them.
Ruby
is-
Riot?
No, the other one, the MMA
Sarah
one.
Logan.
Yeah. She
No, she
can't.
ain't MMA.
What, she wasn't MMA?
No.
I thought
Oh,
she,
you're
okay.
thinking of the other
she's
faction
like-
that Paige had.
Oh,
she had the
that's
Italian
right.
girl from Jersey.
Yeah, the one. who
See,
was on
we're
Tough
still
Enough.
learning these people because they're newer. and they're from NXT. Like I think that's why after a while we'll know.
Well, I mean, Garrett knows all these people because he watches.
Yeah, he's a mark. He's an NXT.
I am.
Rightfully so, though. I mean, NXT is awesome.
NXT is unbelievable.
It's cool. It's always been pretty good.
I don't know. Like
I hate right now that it is like not considered. Like I get that it's
going to be eventually though.
I get that it's the developmental, and I get that, and.
It's really not though. The amount of talent that's there.
Yeah,
you know,
it was like, oh, they're going to the like main roster. I'm like, if you make it to NXT and you are a name on NXT, I would be so happy.
Yeah, well, but they don't play in front of huge crowds. They don't get paid a lot of money though.
Yeah, but the people are diehard.
They get good viewership on the network.
The people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's got to be one of the top rated shows.
When you get up to Raw and SmackDown, you're in the 6-figure range.
Yeah, that's true. But you also have the ability to just get like shuffled to the side.
I don't know if you'd be quite at the 6-figure. I'd say probably average for maybe like a Fandango or somebody like that is probably around like 50 G's if I had to guess.
That's bull. In my opinion,
it's above
those people are still working like crazy.
I don't know. Maybe I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's still Vince though.
I think a majority of them,
and you're still making like I agree that they should make more, but it's still above the national average, which is $30,000, which is absolutely ridiculous.
I'm saying I think a majority of the roster probably makes on average. I think a majority of the roster actually makes $100,000 or more if you actually like tally it up. If you think about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. Well, I imagine like the downside guarantees around like 50 or something like that, and they probably make more off like their merch or like pay-per-view bonuses.
But on paper, probably somewhere around there.
Right.
But which is low for a WWE main roster wrestler, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. But business isn't what it used to be either. No. I feel like it's on an uptick, and it has been probably since about like 2015, especially like with the, I know there you guys again can't relate to me, but like the wrestling YouTubers. Like I feel like that sort of content has helped it kind of explode and make like the indie scene what it is today too, and make Ring of Honor like a viable option that now has like a fucking Titantron and shit like that. Like Ring of Honor stepped up a lot, and they've done a really fucking
their
good
production
job.
value is greater. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think as people after a while when it's on a downside in WWE, they're just searching for something else. They just love wrestling.
But even WWE's on an uptick if you want to look from like 2010, 2011, something like that. I mean, maybe it's just because I wasn't watching it then, so I think it's on an uptick when it's really not. But I
think it's just kind of up and down. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's really good and sometimes it sucks. And
yeah, but we haven't experienced like a peak, like an Austin type.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No. I don't think you will again.
No, there's got to be something that'll pull people in.
The only way that they don't have to go like full Attitude Era, but the only way they would be able to do that is to make it more graphic, and make it more violent. And
I think
that's what people love.
I think they should leave Undisputed Era at the 4. I like that Bobby Fish is back now. And
what is technically the Undisputed Era?
It's
Undisputed
Bobby
Era.
Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and
Roderick Strong now.
Yeah, Roderick Strong. That's right.
Because Bobby Fish, I think it was he destroyed his leg.
Oh, okay.
And he wasn't going to be able to wrestle for a while. So there was this big, huge match, and Roderick Strong turned on his partner and then joined Undisputed Era, and it was awesome. It was. I put it in. Speaking of which, and we didn't even talk about this before, but actually for everybody, we didn't even talk about what we were going to talk about before the show. So this is totally winging it. So we're going to see how it goes. I think the last show of the year that we do, it should just straight up be everyone's bids for best of. Like who,
I'm down for
what
that.
was the best?
I'll have to do my research to recap because
I want to.
I don't have a great memory.
So start going through now because the last
I'll have to make notes.
The last episode of the year is we should definitely be that. Like
when is that? January?
Yeah.
Huh?
January is our last.
No, well, no.
December?
Well, of the year. Of the year.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the last of our year.
No. Yeah.
I'm definitely down
Our
for that.
half a year.
To backpedal just a smidge so I can mark out a little bit. I actually seen Roderick Strong at a 2CW show back in the day, and during his match, he actually chilled on the barricade and talked to me for a second, and I was like, "Yeah, man."
Yeah.
And he was wrestling. God, what the hell is his name? Speedball. I called him Ralph Macchio throughout the entire show because he looked like Ralph Macchio and he did like karate type moves. He's actually a really good wrestler. I think he's Canadian or something, but regardless, either way, like. He was like, well, look at this kid. He's a fucking joke or something. And I was like, yeah, he is. You're so great, Roderick Strong. Completely marked
Miss
out.
2CW.
Yeah.
I do.
Awesome shows, man.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, the best league they've ever had around.
They
here,
were.
best
I think they were one of the first ones to run AJ Styles versus Kevin Steen at the time.
Yeah.
But I think they were one of the first promotions to do that, and then like House of Hardcore picked up on it. It became like a match that they toured with and shit. You know.
Yep. Really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So then to again to like go back. So Evolution I thought was excellent.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%.
Crown Jewel.
Evolution put it to shame.
At this point, I think it's a
Garbage.
rib on the fans, to be honest with you.
Flaming hot.
Okay, so
Garbage.
I didn't watch it because moral values alone. Did they try to portray the did they mention like Saudi Arabia at all?
No, they kept just saying the crown jewel. They didn't say Saudi Arabia once.
Really? So they weren't like trying to hype up this
No,
progressive
they're trying
country,
to
like,
play
last
both
time.
sides. That's
They stayed in it for the money.
Right. But last time, if you remember during Greatest Royal Rumble, they were like, "This country is so progressive, and they're taking steps to do this."
that was
and
before everybody was offended and they murdered somebody and
Right.
They
I mean,
dismembered somebody alive.
right. But that's what I'm
it
saying.
happens.
So,
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think, like, even though it's an American-based company, like headquarters-wise, I mean, it's a global company. I don't know. I don't know if, like, politically, like, I give a fuck that much. Like, I'm more concerned about, like, well, the women don't have the rights over there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not
like
even...
they don't let the women wrestle, and then they got to dress a certain way when they did, and then it was like
right. Well, that was in a different country too. I can't remember which one that was in now, but that's more of what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
well, actually, they couldn't wrestle at all in this one, but I mean, it was just like
they weren't at.
It was in some country though. They did like a house show, and like
they weren't at Greatest Royal
Yeah,
Rumble,
yeah.
At this, they
Right.
couldn't even go.
Right, but basically what I'm saying is like I don't want to say I don't give a fuck about that dude dying because I do, but the main issue is like, you go to a country where they're literally still fucking executing people and beheading them for witchcraft
but I mean,
and shit
people
like that,
from
you know
America
what I'm
go
saying?
down to Brazil and they're tourists and they get fucking dismembered and thrown in the fucking forest and no one ever even knows, and no one's like, oh my god, Brazil, so it's like
yeah, but it's not necessarily like the law either, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like, Sharia law is just like a fucking terrible thing.
It is
you know
terrible.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's just that if at the same time, like if we completely alienate these people, it's like we could end up like going to war with them, literally.
Over WWE.
I'm saying
cause that, but
no, you guys are jumping the gun. Is what I'm saying is like if everybody was like that about, you know what I'm saying? Like
if every company,
if America as a whole politically cut ties with them and just completely outcasted them, I think they'd feel some sort of way. I mean, they're a powerful country right now, a lot of money.
Your government did this, so we're not going to do it.
mean?
But like, what? Some jerk did that. Like, we're not in charge. It's like somebody being mad at us for something Trump did.
So
that idiot,
they're handing
that idiot does something stupid 10 times.
They're handing American corporation tons of money. I mean, it's not like they're like fuck.
Well, yeah, that's the reason.
Fuck America and it's wrestling.
Well, that's the reason they were one of the only Middle Eastern countries not on the fucking Muslim ban for the day. But I mean, again, enough about politics.
It's pretty bad.
But it's tied into it right now. It's what.
I mean, we laugh about it's just wrestling, but I mean, WWE's a $1 billion corporation. I mean, it's not like it's seen in like hundreds of countries. I mean, it's not like it's just something that is nothing.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
no,
Like,
absolutely.
It's a pretty big deal actually. But
and like I kind of get it from Vince's aspect because they're paying him what like $450 million like a show, like which is an astronomical.
You'd be a
amount
fool
of money.
not to take that. But then again, is it worth it? I don't know. I mean, it's. I don't think it's going to be career suicide.
Yeah,
no, I don't think so.
It's not going to hurt him that much.
No, definitely. Well, especially because like I don't know. I guess their casuals are probably a little less involved in politics or disagree with our politics. regardless anyway. So I guess some people.
But
I mean,
let's
for
get down
me,
to
it
the
just didn't
actual
stop
show
me from
itself.
watching
Right.
it. You know what I mean? I didn't pay to watch it. You know what I mean? I don't even pay for the network. I use a streaming site. But
You bastard.
yeah, it could have been a good show. It had a lot of good matches. I didn't like how some of them they crammed like 30 minutes of stuff into 15. But what ruined it was certain things like
Brock winning.
Oh, not only Brock winning, Braun getting stomped, and buried. It was like he got squashed in what, seconds or minutes? I'm like, here's the thing. People are like, what does Braun have heat? I'm like, no, he doesn't have heat. It's fucking Vince's boy,
Right.
Plus, he's a bigger marquee name, but
Well,
I mean,
and
you
you
don't
want-
do
you-
that to somebody who's over. You know what I mean? Like Braun's over, and you had him squash him.
Well, he wants that belt on UFC television. So
I get it. Put the belt on. Don't fucking squash Braun.
Yeah, but
you
that's
squash
what
people or not.
but that's what
At
the
the same
UFC
time-
fans are gonna want. Like you guys and I disagree on this all the time, but I don't think there's much of a crossover. There is a little bit between like you guys and shit like that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could only speak for my social
I see
crowd.
why they
I
went-
know a lot of people that like both.
I see
you
why
know.
they went squash, because to have him get hit in the back of the head with a title and then immediately get hit with the finisher. It's not like he as he was getting up, he hit him with a bunch of Germans and then wrestled him. They went for the immediate squash.
Right.
Well, it's like, what's the point of
while
having the
while
match?
It pisses me off. I see why they did it that way, so that all right, everything's
Well,
gonna
what? To go into
also-
a program with Corbin? That's bullshit. He's not over. Braun's over. You don't
I know.
squash. It's asinine to do in wrestling.
Well, at least
we
Braun's-
talked about this a million times. You shouldn't be squashing the person that's over.
Well, there's
No.
not.
Well,
I
Braun
didn't
still
like
has money in
Shinsuke,
the
but
bank.
they shouldn't have squashed him
No,
the way they did.
absolutely not. Well, Braun still has money in the bank, right?
No.
No, he got rid of that.
What?
He put it up. He used.
Oh
it to
yeah,
go
at the
against,
pay-per-view.
pay-per-view.
Shit, what the fuck, man?
But it's like they almost kind of didn't talk about it. Like, it's weird. But no, it's just there's not just a psychology on the way you perform in the ring. There's a psychology in pro wrestling on how you book.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you don't it didn't make sense. It's this big hyped up match. It should have been the last match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
It's your biggest title.
They knew they were going to squash him.
So that not only Brock, everybody's bitching about Brock winning. It's worse that they squashed Braun. I don't know. You're killing a
both
good
things
character.
One of the
pissed me
most
off.
over people on the roster.
Right. You're
too.
killing a character.
But the thing is, he got squashed by starting off being cheated.
No, I know, but if anything, have him
so it
cheated
doesn't-
after a good match.
so that it doesn't. It doesn't fully take away
do it
everything.
15 minutes in, then have him come out and fuck him.
Right,
Don't
right.
fucking have him squash like he's a jobber, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds you of.
All right, so I got a question for you guys. I want to know your opinion on Braun for something. Do you think he's going to turn into the next Big Show in terms of just being the guy who jobs out when he needs to, like the face and heel turn type of thing?
Yeah.
It's do you think Braun's going to be the next Big Show?
I really hope not.
I hope not too, but it
He
seems
already
to be going.
almost is.
Yeah, it seems to be going in that
Well,
direction.
it's like, well, he doesn't need a belt to be over. I'm like, yeah, but after a while,
Yeah, but
they want
after-
to see him as the champ.
Well, it's the same reason why I don't give a fuck about Shinsuke. Like, he didn't need a belt to be over. But if you're gonna put him in these matches 4 or 5 fucking times and he loses every single time, you took the piss out of him. I don't like him anymore.
It's like, why
you
do
know?
we keep
He
seeing
should've
Joe
never-
versus AJ?
Right?
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's another thing. AJ beat Joe again. That fucks Joe. I mean,
I missed the SmackDown before. Wasn't at that show. It was supposed to be Daniel Bryan versus AJ, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
they did
another
that.
thing.
They did that at SmackDown because I'm assuming Daniel Bryan. I'm assuming is pretty liberal. Didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia.
It
Is
was
kind of what the
political
thing.
decisions
Right.
of Cena and Bryan not wanting to go now, which that sucks either way because I was looking forward to seeing them wrestle because I think they're good and I'm not a huge fan, but I like what they do.
Yeah.
But the biggest fucking fuck off about that whole tournament is if that was real. Or in real life, behind the scenes, if The Miz really got injured, you would have Dolph win by unanimous decision. You know what I mean? Like he cannot perform.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay? Instead, you had this fucking middle-aged, and I'm sorry, I don't care if you know the basics of wrestling, and I don't care if you've done it on and off for 20 years. You're not a fucking wrestler, bro. You're the fucking owner's son. You're a part owner. You just put yourself over because it's Saudi Arabia and they're hyping him up for WrestleMania because he wants that fucking payday.
Right.
You don't have to build up a Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon is
right and
is relevant because he's the fucking owner,
and he's the he's the only face. He's the only face
too.
McMahon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
but now he's pretty much a fucking heel.
Right, and I don't mind Shane McMahon matches, but don't have him win this fucking tournament that you put so much importance.
And then he's sporting that trophy. You get a trophy
Fair
for
enough.
winning a huge trophy, okay? Which trophies are earned. You just fucking took a half a match. You went in the middle of the match versus a guy who already wrestled before that night, who's one of your best talents, like in ring wise.
And Ziggler needs it too. Like
you're burying Ziggler,
right?
Now.
Like which he's been buried a billion times, but still,
Yeah, but it's
like
still,
you've been building him up.
2018 is the year of the bury.
No, but listen,
okay?
I will tell you this:
so many people this year. For absolutely zero
their
reason,
pay-per-views were so bad in 2017. I said that in 2018. If it's decent or better, I'll accept it. Every fucking pay-per-view this year, almost the whole year, was decent or better, match-wise, except for Crown Jewel. They couldn't have a perfect fucking year. The shit sucks. And then another note is they have the old fucks main event. Okay. Which was, I think, stupid.
No, I mean, I love Undertaker. Don't get me wrong.
I do love that.
Fuck it, but get him out of the ring. Like I'm sick of seeing them in.
Did you see
but I'm sick of seeing them in their.
Look?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm sick of seeing them in this old state. Like, let me fucking remember them for who they were, and let me go back to these old matches. But don't put them in the fucking ring again.
You're tarnishing their legacy.
Yes, dude.
Dude, when Kane looks the best in the ring, then something that should tell you something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because Kane's been slow for like 10 years.
Especially when he's in the middle of a fucking mayoral run. Like, how much time does he have to work out, too, you know?
It in a promo the week before, like...
I mean, I could care less, you know?
I know, but it's like, I don't care if kayfabe's dead. Do not mention in the DX promo, oh, we're not running for mayor. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. He's wearing a mask on top of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's just stop this nonsense. You're not blurring the lines. You're just being douchebags, and you're killing people's dispense of disbelief. You see what I'm saying? Like, people don't watch wrestling and think the whole time this is fake. This is fake. They fucking get lost in it like they would any TV show or movie. We've said this before. So you don't want to remind them of what's not real, or what's fake.
Oh, absolutely.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. By doing that, it's just like, oh wow, that's right. Maybe I forgot. Maybe I didn't know. Oh, that's right. Kane's just a regular guy. He's not a monster.
No, right?
But he's in a promo, in a vignette, and fucking putting dirt in a grave with his Undertaker brother.
Oh yeah.
It's like, dude, just stop. There was numerous things where it was like that fucking pay-per-view. I wish it now. Looking back, I wish it didn't happen. I wish they said fuck Saudi. Just because.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't have had this bullshit.
There was a bunch of other talent,
there was
too,
good matches. There was. You cannot fucking tell me that the first round wasn't good matches of that tournament. You can't tell me that the Bar versus the New Day wasn't good. Okay. That was a good fucking match.
But it's nothing we haven't seen before either.
It was only the second time Big Show had, been with the Bar, but I mean,
but especially the tournament was a complete joke. It's supposed to be like who's the best in the world, and it should have been
which overshadows the wrestling, the in-ring
should have been like one guy from America, and then you should have had like Rey Mysterio and Rusev and
dude, it should have been Angle and Mysterio in their return to the ring in WWE.
Yep.
And from around the same era,
culminates right in
two great wrestlers that haven't wrestled a lot. Mm-hmm. Fucking A, and have Kurt win. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's the fucking gold medalist. Instead of Kurt, and then on top of it, I will not even. Should we even talk about what happened on Raw this past Monday?
Or how they squashed out.
McIntyre gave Kurt Angle the Olympic Slam and then put the ankle lock on Kurt Angle and had Kurt Angle tap out to his own move.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
That was almost as disgusting as having Undertaker lose at WrestleMania.
I think they
try to pull the swerve, but it's not a good swerve.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I don't even know what, like I honestly don't even know what to make of it.
You don't know what to make of it. It shouldn't have happened. It's never really happened. People have gotten their own moves put on them. No one's really lost to their own move. You know what I mean? How many times can you count on one hand that that's happened? You really can't. I think maybe Rollins beat Triple H the pedigree once.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but he also gave him the move at one point. So right.
But you don't do that to Kurt Angle.
Yeah,
I don't care how old he is.
I wouldn't even wrestle
Kurt Angle.
Like,
still is great in the ring.
He literally tear me limb from limb, like probably in his 70s. Okay, so like I'm not.
I mean, he literally won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. Like that's a shoot. Like he literally did. And the match is boring as fuck. I looked it up one time. Just to see it. And
that's
that type of wrestling is
real wrestling.
Well, no, regardless, like he won by like. He didn't win by like decision, like he didn't pin or submit his opponent, like it went to like judges' votes and shit. So even like in that aspect, it was boring. It wasn't like decisive, like America wins.
Yeah. It was bad, dude. I don't even know what to do.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I want to keep watching wrestling.
Yeah,
it's been so fucking bad.
I said that on
Roman Reigns is gone.
Daily Wrestling Entertainment.
I was
Facebook
looking
page.
forward to the Dean Ambrose Seth Rollins feud, but now they're having Dean Ambrose just come out and act like he's going to say something. It's like, yeah, you're not really keeping me tuned in for next week. You're just annoying.
Right. Yep.
Like we pretty much know why, but let's if you're going to come up with some other bullshit reason, fucking do it, man. Pull the trigger. Otherwise, I don't even care.
They already pulled the perfect heel turn like trigger point to roll with it. It's just like, even if they decide to do something right and do something perfect right then.
Well, they always got to do these stop-start scenarios. You know what I'm saying? They always got to second-guess themselves and pull back and do this and that.
Couple questions on here. One, Dave Bandich actually came up earlier and said something about the the strange combination in for WWE of pushing the women's division, but then also having to take the Saudi money and do the shows there, which totally sidelines them, which is true. And then, and then he just said here, there are quite a few instances of wrestlers losing to their own moves. Dave, if you can think of any, put them up on here, and
I think maybe Taker might have lost to the Tombstone, but that was Kane was using the move too. Right. I mean, who's blatantly like? I mean, we've seen The Rock and Stone Cold do each other's moves on each other, but who's been pinned?
Right.
Did Chris Jericho ever tap out to the walls of Jericho?
Right.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Like
Ric Flair. Did Ric Flair ever lose to the Figure Four?
No.
I feel like that one's more possible than any of them.
But that's more possible. I can see him being
John Cena's never tapped out to the fucking whatever that shit he does, STFU or whatever. No, dude, no one loses to their submission.
He said Austin and Rock did it back in the day.
No, they didn't. Yeah. They did the moves on each other. No one got pinned by their own move.
I don't know.
No, they didn't.
Are you sure?
I'm fucking positive.
I mean, because now that you mention, I definitely
they've done the moves on each other.
Maybe
doing a
they've done the
lot.
They've done the moves on each other. I've already said this. If people are listening, paying attention,
I'm saying
they did not pin each other with the move.
Maybe on a Raw or something like that.
No, they didn't, man.
You sure?
I'm like.
I'm not doubting you because I didn't watch. I'm 99%
sure.
90s,
I mean, I've watched their big matches where they're doing each other's moves on each other.
Yeah,
and people pop for it. It was pretty cool. Or when they're attacking each other. But I seen The Rock put on Stone Cold's vest to give him a stunner, but he didn't give him the stunner and pin him 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Mania 19 was great.
Yeah.
Right there, you go. So.
Yeah.
Instead of asking me, because maybe I don't know,
undisputed
give me an actual fact of it happening.
Undisputed championship.
What about?
They're saying.
What about?
Undisputed championship.
What are you talking about?
How is it? That's how it was. I'm guessing that's how it was won because Jericho was the one that won it.
Jericho didn't beat them with their moves.
Yeah, Jericho.
Dude, you're talking 20 years ago.
Jericho when he beat The Rock, he had a chair on the fucking ground and he gave him the skull crushing finisher.
Right.
Which I don't even remember the original name of that move because of the Miz.
It was called the Stroke.
Full Nelson Driver. Or something?
It was called the Stroke when Jeff Jarrett did.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett did it. It was
whatever. But I'm saying Name me where somebody did their move and then pinned them or put their submission on them and they tapped out.
I mean, you're talking. That's
has
like
anybody ever put the Hell's Gates on Undertaker and had him
I'm saying
tap?
that's like forever ago, and like
it doesn't matter.
Anyone to either be like 100%. That's great.
My point is that you
might be being a little harsh about
right. Yeah. That's
like
that's what
saying,
I'm trying.
I'm pretty sure it happened, and you're like 100.
Well, okay.
It may not
I don't recall it. But instead of telling me I'm wrong,
no one's telling you you're wrong.
Or questioning my expertise, right?
Here we go. Every fucking mark in the world.
No, listen though. Give me an example though of how I'm possibly wrong. Like literally, tell me facts. Has Benoit ever tapped out to the crossface? Tell me. Has Shawn Michaels ever lost to Sweet Chin Music?
There's got to be one. Dude.
That people have had their moves done to them. No one, dude. He put the angle slam on him and then had him tap out to the.
It had to have happened
after he pretty much dominated him the whole match. I mean, you did that to Kurt Angle.
I'm with Anthony and Dave. It had to have happened.
At some point or another.
It had to have happened. I'm wrong, but you guys are not giving me.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
But you're not saying I'm right.
But
you're not giving me facts of why I'm not right.
But what you're saying is we're not 100% either way. For you said not to your recollection, but recollection is a subjective thing.
I'm 99% sure.
20 years ago, like
I'm 99% sure.
And this goes back to like the dawn of wrestling. Like Gorgeous George could have lost to his own finisher for all we fucking know.
I would just like an example, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Somebody share a link. Give me a historical fact.
Yeah.
I'll shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna Google this right now.
And once again, don't give me an example of somebody using their move on them. I know that's happened a million times.
No, that happens a lot. Sure.
Well, it doesn't happen a lot. It doesn't happen a lot.
Okay, not so much.
It doesn't happen a lot.
In the Attitude Era, they started doing it a lot.
One of the biggest jokes of in-ring wrestling ever. But
they started doing it a lot. But yeah, it had to have happened. Even if it was like, especially a night where like the entire like the corporation came down and beat them up, and then he finished him with his own move, and then
I technically gave an example of why I'm technically wrong, because Kane has beat Taker with the Tombstone,
right?
But that was still Kane's finisher at the time.
Yeah, well, and like we just said too, like Triple H.
But he gave Rollins the move.
He gave Rollins the move.
I'm talking. I want to hear about a good fucking top match where somebody completely fucked the other dude with his own move, which I think is fucking amazing in a way. But I don't think they should have done that to Kurt Angle of him coming back to the ring.
There is one, and it technically doesn't count, but the Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah. That's true. But it was a screw job.
But it was the screw, yeah.
And it was like almost like shoot. Like it was like he fucked them in real life.
Yeah. Well, they did.
But I'll count. I'll allow it. I'll count that. Hell yeah. That's a good example. That is a great example.
No, he whoever's commenting, well, I mean, I got to fact check this.
It's Anthony Ruiz. Ruiz. I don't want to say it wrong. Sorry, Anthony, if I fuck up.
Ruiz? You don't know how to say that?
Well, no, I'm just saying. No.
Don't tell me it's Ruiz.
Yeah, but
my God!
No, I've literally seen people pronounce last names like that differently. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking.
Huh. Right? Yeah. No, I get that. But regardless, it does say.
I'm not even joking.
It does say on Reddit. So I mean, I'd have to go back and watch the match.
No, I like Reddit's reliable. Yeah.
The night Jericho won the Undisputed Championship, he beat The Rock with a rock bottom.
Boom.
Are you sure about
Dave
that?
Bandits was
well, that's why I said I don't know. I have to watch.
I could have sworn he had a chair on the canvas and gave him a full Nelson driver on the chair.
That could have happened.
Because I remember watching that.
But yeah.
I know he gave him a rock bottom in the match.
Hulk Hogan lost the WWF title to Yokozuna via a leg drop.
But Yokozuna used the leg drop.
Yeah, but Yokozuna's leg weighed more than the entire cruiserweight division.
That was one of Yoko's two moves, though, because besides the bonsai drop, he used the leg drop.
Regardless, though, especially in a match with Hogan back in the day, hey brother, you're using my finisher. You know, what
I told you I wasn't 100% sure, but I'm saying it is fucking rare, is what I'm saying. Would you do that? Would you do that to a top guy? Would you do that to a top guy who's a draw, who just returned to the ring, and now you had him lose in the tournament, but he goes on Raw. And you have him get his signature and his finisher.
Yeah.
And he lost.
Complete crap.
Come on, dude.
Complete
Angle tapping.
crap.
Angle's the type of wrestler that would pass out before he'd tap.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That shit pissed.
I
That
don't
shit
remember
pissed
him
me off.
tapping before this.
I don't either. But I love McIntyre. I think he's awesome.
David Anthony, if you know that happened, let us know again. But I don't, and I'm not saying because like I love Kurt Angle. And I don't remember. It's just he was a lot like Benoit in that way. Like Benoit would pass out before he tapped.
Right.
You know what I mean? And those are the two guys where I was like,
like Bret Hart or
wrestle a submission match, it's literally going to go to one of them.
Well, they alter
dies.
facts in wrestling anyway. I remember they were saying like the Undertaker never tapped out before, but when he was the American Badass, he tapped out to Kurt Angle.
Right. Yep.
On SmackDown.
Yeah. I remember that. Yep. Speaking of passing out, what do you guys think of like the arm rule that doesn't exist anymore? Like the 1, 2, 3, like the left.
Yeah.
How they do it in UFC where they just raise it once and he's done. I hate that.
Right.
I need that fucking 1,
2,
and then.
Right. Well, they.
I missed that. When did that go away?
Yeah, dude. To me, that was a part of psychology, dude. Like,
I think they still do it here and there.
It's just like
dude. It's just a one, just like UFC.
No, it ain't.
It's over.
Yup.
I think it's like when they're like limp or something. It's like almost like, oh my god, stop the match. Don't be surprised if they start going back to the fucking,
And another thing, maybe just because wrestling's faster paced nowadays, but I don't see a lot of like double down spots where the referee counts to 10 either. Like that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Where both dudes are on the.
Before I think it was like this.
It's planted.
So say Hogan's
They use
down.
it in the right
No,
spots.
Hogan's.
I don't see it anymore though in modern wrestling.
No, you're right.
Sometimes.
But say Hogan's limp, right? And they go 1, 2, and then they don't do that nor. The guys now are like this the whole time. No, I'm not giving up. No. Once they're like this, then it's like, all right.
Yeah, they tap them.
You have to show that you're still like coherent. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but that's what the 3's for. If you don't answer,
I know, but I think that's why they switched it to make it more realistic. But it sucks because it's not like pro wrestling. You know what I mean? Like pro wrestling was always like it's like building the suspense. Is he gonna raise that fucking one more time?
Yep.
And you don't get that no more. That sucks.
That's I honestly. That can be attributed to the destruction of kayfabe.
Oh, absolutely.
Could be.
So now it's just like
I don't think they're thinking most fans look at it like that.
Like
though.
again,
like
again, if we talk about because we talk about different eras all the time. So if we talk about like the old days and then the golden age, like where he liked, and then the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, PG. I would say since. Pretty much since like the brand split, I would define this as the like reality era, and that's when I really definitely started noticing like the whole arm rule is definitely gone, and yeah, like it's more to be bringing in like the the reality of it,
right,
like
and make it more UFC-ish.
to make it seem like it is more real and like. There's not just all the kayfabe stuff. Anthony likes your. He said, "Nice shirt."
Oh, thanks.
How can you make things? Yeah. How can you make things more real while pulling back the curtain and telling us it's fake more and more though? You know what I'm saying?
So, like that's and that's what I mean. That's why I'm like, no, bring back the 3-arm rule, man.
Right? Yeah. No.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Drop,
the 3-arm drop, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
I don't know what it's called.
But it should be there.
It's passive aggressive. It's passive aggressive. Like I said, I think at this point they got so much money that it's a rib on the fans.
Right.
It's like it's weird too because it's like viewership's down, house shows are down, compared to
but they're still going by Nielsen ratings though, which can't be attributed to actual correct.
Maybe
numbers,
it's because they're
the amount of people watch it on Hulu or DVR it or whatever.
I think they got. I think they got their business partnerships due to global reach, and I think it's because the network has been getting bigger and bigger slowly but surely. And I think it's like, okay, they see longevity in this company, like let's invest in it, because I think eventually one of these bigger corporations want to buy it. Supposedly they've been offered $7 billion.
You think Vince would sell to Disney?
I honestly, I would sell to Disney because Disney, Disney, honestly, I think would at least keep the shit around for a very long time.
God, I guess, but homogenizing the product even more than what it is now, like
the newer Star Wars is better than episodes 1, 2, 3. I mean,
right?
They are, and I'm an old fuck. I love the old shit.
I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I mean, I couldn't tell you either way on that. But
you're not. But
right, I get what you're saying.
It's a huge thing, you know what I mean?
A lot of people love it. You're the fucking weird one here.
No, not at all. Like what you like.
Do you watch them?
There's a difference between.
I've seen episode 3 in theaters. I went with my brother, and I've seen like bits and pieces of the old ones on
it's
TV.
not. It's fine that you don't like Star Wars. What I'm saying is like it's like that thing where it's like it's like that thing where it's like just because you don't like something doesn't mean it sucks.
Yeah.
There's a level of legitimacy with everything. I mean, either something's
and I get
well
why
done
people
or it's
like
not.
it.
But we might not like the story. Like Avatar was well done, but I don't like Avatar. Avatar to me is a Star Wars ripoff in a way.
Yeah,
right.
The way it's written,
it's crazy. It's amazing. I could talk about how awesome it is all day. It's still not
boring.
It doesn't even crack my top 100, maybe even 200.
You get
or
why,
250.
but logically you get why it's a big deal.
But you think if Vince sold the company and all of a sudden Disney executives are writing wrestling, you don't think it's going to tank and go into the toilet even more than what it is?
Nah, I think it will probably suck a lot, but it won't like go away. Or like I hate to say it, but would you trust the Saudi Arabians with WWE wrestling for the rest of our known
certainly not.
lives?
But
I mean
but they don't know a lot about like pro wrestling to begin with anyway. So I mean they would need guidance from
Disney
people.
Disney knows how to
business.
market characters, and they know how to do business, on an entertainment level on a grand scale. So I mean, some people say, well, this Marvel movie sucked. I'm like, listen, man. That shit don't suck, okay? It could have been better. It was still watchable. Was it high tech? Fuck yeah. Was it in your face all over the place? Of course. But I mean, it still was worth watching once. You can't sit there and tell me that just because, they made Venom PG-13, it's not rated R. Fuck them. You can't tell me Venom's not a fucking good movie. It's not a great movie. But that's another thing with this generation is that good is the same thing as great, and it's not. You see what I'm saying?
Well, maybe,
but good's still good.
Yeah,
I guess, but maybe
good is fine.
Maybe what I'm
good
equating.
Is good enough.
Maybe what I'm equating this to is if Disney ever bought WWE, it would be 95 WWE all over again, like 94.
I don't think so. I don't think that.
You don't think so?
Oh, you mean
no? You know
like
why?
the cartoonish, childish Saturday cartoon gimmicks
Goofy
and
coming out wrestling,
Duke the Dumpster Drozy and fucking people like you know what I'm saying.
Well, that was something they started and built momentum with, and then eventually it tanked, and they said, "Well, what do we do now?" They didn't know what to do and how to change the formula when they couldn't realize that. Well, people are getting sick of the gimmicks now. They liked them for a while, but you got to go back to it being more of sportsmanship.
Right.
That's why all of a sudden WCW was doing better because they still had that era of it's like they're treating it like a real sport.
But that's why I think that Disney would tank it, though, because like promotion is one thing. Yeah, you could promote and promote and promote. But booking wrestling is a completely different scenario, though. And, like, nobody at Disney is fit to book wrestling, in my opinion.
It's sucked on and off for 15 years, and they've had TV people writing most of it. I mean,
fair enough. I mean, the TV people, but they're still...
Well, that's what they are. They're people that write stories. It's like, they could do this. It's just, you're just changing, you're not changing the format. You're just changing the characters.
But they still have more, I mean, I don't know this, I guess.
They should have wrestling people writing it.
But they still have more of they still have more of an inkling than somebody who...
How? If they're just coming in the door. If they're coming from, like...
Because
writing Charmed or some shit like that, or then,
I guess, but I mean, like,
or something like that. I don't watch TV like that.
But they still have an inkling that it's written different than normal TV is. Like if you watch one episode of fucking wrestling, you know that for a fact. Do you think Disney's gonna put in the time and effort to figure out how to book and who should be on top and this and that?
I think so. I think they have the money to. I think they have the money to hire certain people that would, maybe that worked in wrestling. I don't think they're just going to replace everybody. No,
I don't think they're necessarily.
What they want to make, if you're spending,
but...
my point is, if you spent, say, $7 billion, would you not just go about it the best you could to make sure it thrives?
I guess, but
that's like, a big investment. That's not like $2 million or
Yeah, I get that, but still, it doesn't necessarily mean you know what you're doing either, you know?
No, I know, but like I said, I'm just using Star Wars as examples because people thought, oh my God, it's going to be fucking terrible, and it's actually not. And it's like, oh fuck, well, it could have been better in these parts, these areas, but it's good. You know, like, where it's like cool. You know, like thank God. You know, at least we have some new Star Wars. Where I'm like one of those old heads. Like I'll still go back and watch episodes 4, 5, and 6 and be content with it. You know, I didn't need the new shit.
But it was kind of complete too. You know, I mean, did you feel like it was complete before Disney took it over and just kind of rehashed it? I'm assuming for money more than anything. I
thought at first I felt like that, but then when I watched the movies, I was like, oh wow, well, okay, this is different and it is a continuation. You know, but it's like it's different. You know, it's like this generation Star Wars.
Okay.
Now the last generation Star Wars, the episodes 1 through 3, I thought were atrocious because they were more about the love story and not space and creatures and alliances and evil and versus good, and you know what I mean. It was more like the love romance of because they were on that shit, you know, in 2000. You know?
Oh yeah, of course. That was around the time like Titanic came out. And shit like
you know,
that. Yeah,
just like
the height of that shit.
I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Late
Star
90s,
Wars,
2000,
like,
right?
You know, like dude. So, I mean, it just depends. And like I said, I don't think it's going to be fucking super awesome, but I think I'd rather see them buy it than the Saudis. You know,
do you think the Saudis would even be like?
I honestly think because it still appeals to kids in a way, you know, wrestling. I think Disney would be better to buy it than Fox.
Yeah, but the Saudis, though, just in general, like, why? What the fuck would the Saudis do with it? That doesn't
probably run it into the ground for the fuck of it, because they just want to do what they want to do.
American infidels.
No, but they're just going to do what they want to do. Eventually, it might not even make sense, and they were literally tank in ratings,
right?
Where it will kill the company.
I do agree with you that Disney would be better for it. Than
they tried telling McMahon how to book the fucking event,
really,
completely, and he had to like compromise with them.
Where'd you read this though?
I read it online.
What site though?
I read it on Wrestle Source, but I mean, you know, they get all their shit from the main, you know, media.
Meltzer and shit like that.
Not all of it. I think, you know, some of it they get from, you know, numerous fucking, you know, maybe Yahoo or something. I don't know, you know, because there is sports journalists that still cover wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Even though wrestling's not a real sport. ESPN does, you know,
well, I feel like it's more now than it was back in the day, you know?
Right. It's weird, right? But because I think maybe they're more athletically inclined because what they have to do to get into it,
right?
The lifestyle, you know what I mean? And I think now they're letting you know that it's fake.
Yeah, but still,
like, performance, you know, predetermined. The people are more accepting of that, you know.
Dave has a question on here, and listening to you guys talk, I actually had the same question. Are the Saudis actually interested in buying, as Vince has been talking about it, or is that just something you're saying as a possibility?
No,
because they're
as a possibility.
They just made an offer.
Did they make an offer?
Yeah,
right.
Well, they
supposedly they offered Vince $7 billion.
So yeah,
$7 billion.
Is not
That's
$7
it.
billion.
$7 billion. No shit.
Vince is not advertising to buy it. It's not up for sale.
No.
You know, people have given him TV deals worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's got Fox giving him what, you know, $2 billion or some shit for a 20-year deal or something. Why not?
I mean, I wouldn't doubt. I mean, I don't think it would be the Saudis. I certainly don't think it would be the Saudis.
Well,
but,
dude, $7 billion could fucking
your
grandkids kids could eat off that.
But that's the point, though. Like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like Triple H is like Jekyll and Hyde. Like, he's the asshole who buries everybody, and he's like the great force from NXT who does all these things with great indie talent. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like he would want the company more than he would want the money. You know
but you know, the thing is, it's like that's what these people do. It's their lives. I mean, what else are they going to do?
Right.
I mean, but then again, if you got that much money, you could sit back and do nothing.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, absolutely. Well, with the money they have now, they could sit back and do nothing.
Vince could have retired a long time ago and sold the company. It's what he does. He doesn't have to work morning, noon, and night. He wants to.
Oh yeah, dude.
Whether he's brainwashed with it or he just loves it.
He's a fucking machine. He sleeps like 2 hours a night. If
whatever,
that, dude.
You know, but
he's up working out at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Point is that if they sell the fucking company, it's probably like an offer you couldn't refuse type of thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like, dude, if someone literally goes as high as $10 billion, you got to sell, man. You got to do it.
I don't know, man.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm in life, I've learned to let go of things. So even though WWE wrestling is so ingrained in me, I could go without it.
See, I don't know.
Eventually,
maybe,
you know, because I've already gone without the WWF era, which I love way more.
Maybe because, like, I don't know, I'm big on like sentimental value and shit. Like, there's T-shirts I won't even get rid of, you know.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But maybe just because of that, like, I feel like he wouldn't, you know, like. If
but you don't watch a lot of new wrestling for WWE.
Yeah, I do.
You told me you don't.
What do you mean? I told you I don't.
Dude, most of the shit you told me you don't watch a lot of.
What do you mean?
You said this to me before.
When did I say this?
I swear to God, like a couple weeks ago, you said something about it. You said you don't watch.
I said I've been slipping lately.
Okay,
but I mean,
all right, maybe that's what you said. All right, so that doesn't mean you don't watch it.
No,
right?
no,
All right,
not at all.
I thought maybe you were slipping because you just lost interest in it.
No. Like sometimes I mean my other interests creep up, like the band and doing shit for the No Compliance YouTube channel. Subscribe to that shit, by the way.
So you do overall.
Yeah,
currently like the new product.
Yeah, I mean, I guess overall, yeah. I mean,
you like the wrestlers,
right? There's things I would change, certainly, but I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I feel.
Do you know why you do?
Why is that?
Because you're young. No, I'm just kidding. No, I do. See, I like the wrestlers. You know,
the wrestling matches are a lot more
shit to me.
Right. What I see nowadays is what I seen glimpses of Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit doing in like fucking 2004.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a good thing you brought him up. I love Eddie Guerrero. I think he's one of the greatest ever. Okay. I seen on last Raw. I seen fucking I don't even know his name. The black guy that was with Titus O'Neil.
Apollo Crews.
Okay, Apollo Crews. I seen him beat somebody. I seen him beat the former WWE champion Jinder Mahal.
Yep.
With a stand-up back salt or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I don't think nowadays
is a finisher move.
Is a finisher move, right? And then I seen another match. I think it was Rollins when he was going against Authors of Pain and basically a handicap.
Yeah.
I seen him do the frog splash, a nice one at that, on one of the guys, and he kicked out.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's Eddie Guerrero and RVD's move. Those are two legends.
Well, that
was a finisher for fucking decades, okay?
Yeah. Well, same thing with Owens. You got almost 300 pounds falling on you, and they kick out of his, too.
You're burying a fucking finisher that was used by legends, some of the
great
like a top 20
too.
Wrestler. And it's a great finisher.
Well,
and it's a top rope finisher.
Unpopular opinion, I didn't like it so much when Eddie did it. I think Van Dam did it 100 times better than Eddie.
They were two great.
Yeah,
they were two top guys.
Right.
They're legendary.
It should be a finisher
move.
still. I agree with
absolutely,
that.
Right?
But
my point is, that's why I think it's a rib.
Like Eddie's better, really?
Yeah,
whatever.
I like the actual frog splash better than the.
It's a fucking rib on the fans. Dude.
It is.
That's why they shut. And I love Roman Reigns, but most people didn't want to see Roman always win the big one.
No,
and not saying he always did, but he did every now and then.
Right.
And it's like that's them telling you "fuck you." Because they keep doing it. It's what they did with Cena.
See, but
they did with Cena for 12 years. They said "fuck you" when you didn't want Cena. They boo him out of the building. They didn't boo Hulk Hogan out of the building when he won the big one. They didn't boo fucking Ultimate Warrior when he was babyface, and Savage when he was babyface, and they didn't boo them out of the fucking building when they won the big one. They cheered.
Everybody's
Bret Hart. They cheered.
Yep. Well, because everybody's so cynical now. It's the same formula that was used back then, but everybody's so cynical to the business.
It wasn't though. They earned it. They felt like those guys weren't quite polished enough to be the man, the guy.
You're talking to the fans right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
the past 15 years.
But that's what I'm saying, because everybody's a fucking smark now, and everybody thinks they know what the hell they're talking about.
They are. But I think what really it is a lot of times, it's like, well, as good as, Roman and Cena are, they're not the best in the industry right now, in-ring talent-wise. Back then it was like, maybe Ultimate Warrior wasn't, right, obviously.
Yeah.
But when the gimmicks got big, Ultimate Warrior's gimmick was fucking insane. No one had the charisma. No one maybe Savage and Hogan are the only ones that had the charisma of Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Jim Cornette said in an interview, because he was working with, I think, WCW at the time or whatever, and he said how how basically like he couldn't believe how over the Ultimate Warrior was because he was a joke to everybody in that locker room.
Right.
And just hearing all these years later that everybody's like, yeah, Ultimate Warrior was my favorite. He was like, I couldn't fucking believe it, you know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess the demographic and all that, but it was just that, like, that was his stronghold, so it was like, that's what they went with.
Well, you know why?
They had a guy like, I love Roman's work, you know, because I've seen him on house shows tear it down with people.
Yeah.
But and for a while, he couldn't cut a promo.
Yeah.
No, he couldn't.
And
No,
I'm
he
not
got
talking
way
about,
better.
he couldn't cut a promo, like he wasn't making sense. But he wasn't even like, there was no
Yeah, but
charisma.
they never
There was no
fucking
charisma.
they never let him live down anything either. We still hear the fucking succotash reference, and it's like, dude, that
was
happened
pretty
like
bad.
yeah, it was pretty bad, but it also happened like 4 or 5 fucking years
Yeah.
ago. Like,
Yeah.
let it fucking go. Like, he's a lot better now. Like, don't
But-
fucking keep bringing that up
Well,
like
that's
it's a
another
relevant
thing. Why
point.
would you book that? Like, why would you have him say that? Because it's scripted now all the way, right? It's like
Pretty much.
I
you're
feel
almost burying him doing that. It's like
I don't know. I feel like
it's
that
a
was
fuck you to the fans.
I feel like that's a line he came up with. I don't think
he did, man.
I
don't
know,
think he
man.
did.
I don't think
that dude
I
is that
don't
cheesy
think,
at all.
No,
bro.
I don't think a writer wrote that.
I do.
I do.
Who the
I do.
fuck would think to write a Looney Tunes line?
guy
into a
that
promo?
hasn't-
Writing for WWE.
A guy that hasn't been there that
Absolutely.
long that wrote fucking cartoons for like ABC Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Literally, they hire people like that.
Yeah.
I
For real.
guess, but I don't know, dude.
They've
Like
hired
that-
guys from soap operas.
Yeah.
They've hired guys from fucking
Just because wrestling
Primetime
is,
television
is
sitcoms.
hardcore soap opera doesn't mean you actually hire
right,
guys from soap opera.
exactly. Just because it's cartoon like sometimes you don't have them do
You don't do
cartoon
it.
quotes for
It's
fucking money.
ridiculous.
But my dude Freddie Prinze Jr. though, I mean,
It
come
doesn't
on,
even
man.
that. What makes him so fucking certified? And you know what sucks? He was one of the better ones for SmackDown at the time.
Yeah.
So
No, he wrote for Raw, didn't
Court
he?
Baylor.
I thought he wrote for Raw.
I don't know.
in,
Majority,
like,
I know he did write for
2007,
SmackDown.
Oh,
if you
word.
look it up, yeah, he could have wrote for Raw too. But I mean, that could have been back then where they were doing both. I don't know. But now they have their separate teams, you know. But I don't. I mean, you never know. But I wouldn't guess that he came up with that. I think it was one of their dumbass, because at the time they were really strictly PG too.
Right.
They didn't even.
Yeah.
They weren't even saying like, "Yo," once in a while they weren't even like, "Yo, I'll beat your ass." They do that now,
was
which
straight
is
up
like,
PG,
and
yeah.
it's like, "Oh my god, he said ass." But compared to what it was 4 years ago, that's actually a pretty good direction they're going in.
Do you think they? This
So
is
I'm
kind
saying
of
it's just a brand split. It's been a new era.
It's kind of conspiratorial theories here, but do you think that they did that so that when they bring shit back like swearing or like blood, that it has more of an effect, or do you think it was a strictly sponsor move? Like,
Well, they're only
going
to do what the network wants them to do. Most networks
Yeah,
nowadays,
I don't
everybody's
know.
offended,
It's
is not
hard.
going to allow cursing, like, to
Yeah.
the, you know. So, no, I think they were just, you know, fucking towing the line and, you know,
Yeah.
making sure they didn't fuck up. But, I mean, supposedly Vince has already said, I'd rather book things the way I want for, you know, 8,000 people than give 80,000 people what they want.
See, I mean, I
don't understand that logic.
I don't know. I think wrestling should have kind of remained trashy a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of that out. I don't like it so much now as this accepted thing. Like, oh, you go there and have fun and everybody's in on it and blah 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 blah. Like, no, I want Dr. D fucking smacking people. And
Yeah, because it becomes a real performance rather than a fake sport.
Right.
You're not
Yeah.
supposed to know it's fake.
It's
You're supposed
it's
to. If
gonna
you're a
change.
kid, you're supposed to think
Right.
it's real.
It's gonna
If
change
you're
for
a
the
casual
generations.
fan, you're supposed to think it might be real. And if you love it, you don't care. Where now it's like, let's go watch the performance. You know,
Yeah.
it's like ballet. They say this isn't ballet, but it is. It's like ballet or Broadway. You're going to watch a theatrical performance, and I don't like that.
Well, you know, there's people that'll watch that fucking Kenny Omega match with a broom too, and be like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome! Like, I can't believe he did this with a broom."
Well,
And,
they kind of like took that expression, you know, literally. Like, it's like when they say Ric Flair could, you know,
right, Wrestle. Yeah. I wonder how many
Like-
stars Meltzer gave that match. I bet it was 6 or 7.
Well,
if
of
I
course,
had to
I think
guess.
Meltzer's cool with
Probably.
the I think Meltzer's cool with the dick grabbing and shit like that too.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I fucking. Oh, dude,
Yeah, yeah. All right, so right before we wrap up, Dave put on here something that's funny. He says, you know, he wonders how many people would stay around if they did do something like sell to the Saudis. But it'd be funny if Vince sold them WWE and then rebranded everything else is either ECW or WCW as the ultimate Vince screw job. That'd be hilarious.
It would be smart.
Be great.
Yeah.
But he'd probably sell them.
Either that or he just buys.
It'd be hilarious.
But
either that or he just buys Ring of Honor and he's like, all right,
boom, yeah.
But $7 billion, they're going to buy the rights to everything Vince already owns.
They buy the whole
Just
lot.
go buy Ring of Honor NXT. I'm sorry, buy Ring of Honor TNA and Lucha, and just put them all as one.
As what? Yeah,
you know,
the new super.
Yeah, it would just be what Vince did in the '80s, just all over again.
Yeah.
If anybody ever has footage of Impact champion Johnny Impact versus Ring of Honor champion Jay Lethal, if they have that footage of that went on Chris Jericho's cruise, feel free to post a link to Wrestle Fandom Radio on Facebook.
Also, post a link.
Definitely want to see that.
Post a link to this undisputed title match where Jericho won with the Rock Bottom. We need to see that. A GIF, a link to the video, something.
Because I'm pretty sure Jericho.
Yeah. Anything
did a
where
full Nelson driver
lost
to the Rock on a chair.
I already know I'm going to forget by the time I get home, but if I remember, I'm going to look into this.
But thank you everyone that tuned in, especially
thank you.
Anthony and Dave. We want to thank The Mill, Seasonal Sports, the Vigneto Illustrated Studios, and GT Cornerstone Security for letting us be a show. And so we'll be back in 2 weeks. Definitely, absolutely, make sure if you can, come to our show next
Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Not this coming Saturday, but the one after.
Yeah.
What is that, Saturday, November 17th?
November 17th at the Mill in Rome, New York. East Dominic Street, baby.
Quadruple record release party.
We're like the Four Horsemen, dude.
That's right.
Is it really?
So,
it's quadruple?
Yeah. Yep. We all got albums
first
coming
out. And dropping an album. Sean, Rated R Recchio, dropping an album.
No compliance. Dropping money over morals.
Yeah. And then my band Fight for Rome, we are having we're putting this whole thing on through the network, through the show, because we're all musicians and we're all there, so come check us out.
Larry, you better still be.
I just watched it. I stand corrected. Jericho did beat The Rock with the Rock Bottom. Vince distracted the ref. Jericho hit him with the nut shot. Rock Bottom. So I am wrong. But I do remember a match where he beat one of them with the face crusher on the fucking chair. Maybe it was Austin.
Okay.
That's
Maybe
really actually
that sounds vaguely familiar.
Right.
But you should go back and watch shit like that, because that is a classic match, and we should know the knowledge of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We should.
That's a big deal.
And it's good to have your facts straight.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good. So, all right. So, we will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it.
Peace out.
Dave said vindication. He won.
Yes.
Fuck you, Dave. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Dave.
Don't get mad, Dave. He didn't actually,
at least you gave a real example. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. We're just over here like
I
saying,
just wanted the facts. That's all.
Yeah, we're like we gotta be right, right?
Yeah,
somehow, right?
Maybe
right?
Dave should be the one that's doing the podcast, and we should be watching.
Come on in, Dave.
You can come take my spot, because apparently
no, don't do that. We need somebody to work the controls. You can take mine. Give me a week.
All right. We'll catch you guys next time.
Peace out.
Peace.
Wrestle Fandom Radio, Disruption Network, Stu Garrett Rated R, ZB on the set first, Utica, New York, them CNY wrestling fans, giving you results like attendance, heads are in the stands, rumors in advance, who's returning, who got injured, we're paying homage to the legends, going through the tenure, I had to spit it on wax, we give opinions and facts, all the latest updates, who was getting the strap, who was getting pushed, who was heating, who was cheating, who got buried for a top spot and who was leaving, what you think of TNA, what you think of the E, who's the best in Ring of Honor, who's in NXT, also Lucha Underground and New Japan Pro, AAA in Mexico, you know this is the fan show, we do this for the love and show it locally, this is what a wrestling wrestling podcast supposed to be. Disruption Network, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shooter, what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat. Disruption Network, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shooter, what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat. Do you hate Roman Reigns, who's the best in the Shield? Will John Cena eventually end up turning the heel? We Young Bucks and Bullet Club, and I'm signing with Vince. World Wrestling Entertainment, dotted line on the Prince. Will Kenny Omega make his debut in the States? Taking AJ's title, grave his name on the plates. Will Jericho retire? Who will ever beat Brock Lesnar? Will he re-sign? Who will be his top contender? Will CM Punk return again for one more match? Maybe headline WrestleMania for one more stretch? Maybe HBK, you could keep Ric Flair. Finally get the 1, 2, 3 with a pin over Taker. Will Daniel Bryan stay being cleared to compete? Will they break Asuka's streak? Is she fearing defeat? So many questions to be answered. Got the 411 Wrestle Fandom Radio, and there's a lot more to come. Check us out. Disruption Network, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shooter, what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat.
Thank you for your service, you're welcome. A comedy benefit show for our veterans. In support of the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. On November 10th at Wakely, 700 Varick Street, Utica, join Disruption Network as they team up with 92.7 FM The Drive for this night of laughter. The evening will be hosted by Genesee Joe from The Drive. Performances by Mike Ciccone, Paul Kozlowski, Cortland Cluse, Mike Pileggi, and DJ Ease One. Admission is by donation only. Please bring clothes, socks, gloves, non-perishable food items, or a small monetary donation. All donations will go to the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. Saturday, November 10th at Wakely's on Varick Street. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. Thank you for your service is sponsored by The D, 92.7 FM The Drive, Paulie's Barbershop, NYE Volkswagen of Rome, Frank's Guns, and Central New York Seal Coating and Concrete.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at NYE Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my NYE VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyevwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.